Hello, and welcome back to my desktop. And then, what is this? This is Grand Tactician Civil War. Yeah, I think that's it. Uh, just playing, learning the game, figuring things out. We're on. This should be episode 3 now. I've been staggering them out a little bit. The episodes, like the second episode is in the pipe right now. It's coming out tomorrow on the 23rd, which probably means I spread it out a little bit too much of a gap. So I might have these come out every 2 or 3 days instead of like every 4. We'll see. Anyhow, in the last episode, as I recall, we had a little battle. And we won. Of course, it's just, it's actually one brigade versus one brigade. But a victory is a victory. Check our mail. Let's see, monthly intelligence reports. The enemy is discussing the military one policy. And the enemy is carrying out offensive operations. And we also check out our economy report. It says that the economy is currently in contraction. Our population is very poor and stagnating. Our tax revenues increased by 0 during the last month. So that's not encouraging, really. So in fact, I don't want to see that at all. So I'm going to get rid of it. You don't want bad news? Then just erase the news, I guess. Let's see what we got going on here. We've got the Army of the Potomac, which is growing. It's going to go up to 15,000 troops here eventually. It's currently at 5,700 versus 8,800 of the Army of Northern Virginia. And then we have the Army of the Shenandoah, 2,200. It's going to be up to 8,000, close to 8,000. And then we have the Army of the Northwest over here in Grafton, which is very close to where I live, actually. I live right around here. This is Uniontown. So that means Morgantown, West Virginia should be right around here somewhere. I don't see the river, but there should be rivers coming down here and then splitting apart, and then West Virginia's or Morgantown's right around here, and then I'm right over here. But hey, it's cool to be included. I don't know, can't see my house on there or anything. Just pretend I live in one of those trees. And then meanwhile, what are we working on here? Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. This is something new to explore. I get a little bit jaded when it comes to games like Rule the Waves 3, which I've been playing a lot. I'm playing a lot of it since like before Christmas. Basically an episode every day. Okay, we are working on industry, which is fine. But I think we need troops, so the Militia Act number 2 will have to be the next thing we work on, I think. Because if I wanted to reinforce this army, which only has 3,000 troops in it, yeah, because these are small brigades. I don't have hardly anywhere I can draw from. Here I can do a big one from North Carolina, so I put another 3,000 in there. And I was playing a little bit offline as well because I wanted to test out like how your sliders and things actually affect what you're doing. And one thing I wanted to do was increase my diplomacy a little bit. And that's probably about all I'm worried about right now. But as it turns out, there's a lot of cool stuff happening in diplomacy. Okay. General Lee's army, I guess this is. This isn't quite a division. It's much bigger than a division. All right, anyway, let's start pressing some buttons. Go to 5x here for a minute. Florida State Militia is on its way up here to this fort. I wonder if these guys are leaving. They are. So we're going to march here into St. Louis, Missouri. And we're going to take over this supply hub, the supply depot. And we want to look at our fleets here. I think I'm supposed to have, here it is. I did that last episode. Couldn't remember if I did this in the last episode or if I did it when I was offline, but I do want to add a steamer to this fleet, and we can build a couple of ships as well, because we're going to need something like out east, essentially, like along the east coast, that can compete with the big fleets that they have over there for the Union. Now the question is, what do we want to build? And it's all expensive. Like this steam frigate, it's a little bit slower. It has less guns and it's more expensive. Let's just go with a couple of regular frigates, and we can actually build multiple of them right here. So we'll build 2 of those. And then we'll build, let's see here, we'll build a couple more steamers, I think. We'll build 3 more steamers. The South wasn't really big on shipbuilding during this war. So that's probably about right. Now, what am I doing with these guys down here? I think I want to send them, I'm reinforcing them. So maybe I want to send them down here to capture this fort. But they're not built up at all. Like they're very small. So I can go like that. And then something else I discovered by watching someone else play is that you can go into your army manager, and these guys are actually upgraded with like real weapons here. But we will give Longstreet 1 more brigade if we can. We can give them Virginia troops. Yeah, that's like the last brigade we can do. Actually, I'm okay over here. I want to give some more troops over here to the Army of the Potomac because like there's a lot happening over here. And the main goal here, I think, will be just to like delay as much as possible, like delay, and try and win some battles out west. So we're gonna go with Virginia, and they all have Springfield, Mississippi rifles. Okay. Springfield musket. And then over here in the Army of the Northwest, we look at these guys. They all have mixed muskets. So this is what you can do with this. Bragg. And I'm not really a fan of, well, he's got artillery, but we'll replace him with an infantry officer. Wilcox will do. What about Kemper? Kemper will do. He was at Gettysburg, if I recall. One thing you can do is you can select your division or your basically something that has units that are like it's like subordinate units. You can select that and you hit the upgrade button, and then it'll upgrade. We only had enough muskets for 1 brigade essentially, but it'll upgrade as much as it can. And then over here we have artillery. Okay, those are all fine. So I'm going to pop over here real quick to the Army of the Potomac, and then we're really going to get going here. I know it's already 10 minutes in, but we're going to first we're going to assign them another unit of artillery. We'll give them some West Virginia artillery. And then we can upgrade everything under them. So those get 24 pounders, 10 pounders, stuff like that. Pretty cool. And then I want to go up here to projects. Nope. I want to go up here to military, to weapons. And I'm going to auto-manage the finances on the weapons. So that hopefully it'll like automatically purchase some of this stuff, or maybe not. Nah, I'm gonna hold off on that. I don't want to go bankrupt if it does something a little bit silly. Army of Tennessee, that's gonna be 10,000 troops eventually. All right, Lee, Harney is withdrawing. Oh, that's right here. Okay, the enemy is retreating. Okay, they're up to 1,400 troops. We are at 2,000 still. Maybe we push them a little bit and just try to get one more victory before they can run away. Nope, never mind. Then we're just going to come back down here to St. Louis. Religious unrest in the U.S. continues. Saw that we're burning down something here. Did we burn down a supply depot? It looks like we did. That's kind of not good because we could have used that. All right, well, that's not really fine, but okay. Let's pull the Army of the Potomac back a little bit here. Back to, what is this? Fredericksburg. And I'm going to build a supply depot down there so we have something to draw from, because it looks like we're low on ammunition. Union Army is on the move. The question is, where are they on the move at? Well, looks like there's something coming down here. Department of the Ohio, 5,000 troops versus 1,600. Not good. 38 days, 22, 18. Yeah, I'm not going to have, gosh, I'm not going to fight that. Maybe I could bring, oh, hang on, maybe I can bring this river boat division over here. Riverboat fleet. And kind of block them from trying to cross. Is that a thing? We're going to find out. Lee is at destination in St. Louis. Still 2,000 troops. We're still mustering. This is very, very, very early in the war. The war's only been going on for a week. And we're going to get attacked here or something. I don't know. I don't see a... There is a bridge there. Okay. Well, we have St. Louis. I don't know if we're like capturing it. I can't tell what's going on. It looks like there's a little progress bar there. 13% captured. All right, I'll take it. And then Lee is over here, or not Lee, the Army of the Potomac. We're going to build a depot right here. Supply depot. And then there's like, is there nothing defending Ohio right now? I'll tell you what we can do. How about we raid, can we raid Pittsburgh? We only have 700 troops. That might be a problem. 3 days, 50 days, 12 days. We'll wait until some reinforcements arrive and then we'll consider it. Looks like I'm getting pushed out. I only have 1,600 troops. Let's go back to Nashville. And then hopefully those riverboats will, I don't know what they can do, but... Oh, Department of the West is up to 10,000 troops already. We're at 4,000. Yikes. Wow, they got big so fast. Okay. Also, those of you with keen eyes will notice that I don't have the black spaces on the edge of the screen anymore. I put my resolution back to normal because the size of the old file was really not that much. It was small. It was smaller. but it wasn't that much smaller to make it worthwhile, like downsizing my resolution. Okay, and what can I do with this? Can I fleet order, stance, blockade, patrol, raid, stop, return to port, and then that. Okay, so it doesn't really. All right, so we got industrialization. Now we need that militia act because we are kind of in dire straits as far as like being outnumbered. We could also use a lot of weapons, but um, I don't know where we're supposed to get weapons from just yet. 4,000 troops here in the Missouri State Guard. 17, 10, 20, 2 days until Ruggles gets here with 3,000 more troops. And then 16, 5 days. So basically in 5 days, we'll have another 6,000 troops. And we'll be at least even with what the Union has here now, although they're going to go up to 25,000 at some point. All right, still working on this. Uh-oh, here comes some armies. So let's, we're going to have 2,000 there. We have 5,000 there. This is 10,000. Well, we can move down here, use the valley, as Jackson did historically to move around. But if the enemy is going to push down this way towards Fredericksburg, then I need to have something over here to reinforce with. Although what I can do is I can come over here and I can raid Cumberland. Okay, the U.S. has agreed to the military act. We still holding Nashville? It looks like it. 1,600 versus 5,000. Not great. 13,000 now versus 4,500. And then we have an army that's marching over here to this fort. It's only 2,800 troops. And then we got this army that's coming down here to Pensacola. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to siege up that fort once I have enough reinforcements in that army. But the Union has two whole armies here, 13,000 and 14,000. Whoops. Almost anywhere you click on this game, you land on some kind of point of interest or something. Have we captured St. Louis? It's a telegraph station. So hard to like just 42%. All right, we're up to 7,000 troops in the Missouri State Guard. We're still hugely outnumbered, but at least we have like a little bit of options. Like we can be outnumbered. I don't know. We can try to be outnumbered, but still have like some troops to move around here and there. So as opposed to like being outnumbered and just having like 3 brigades or something. All right, here we get our first project, it looks like. So what is it? Nothing in civil side. There it is. So this is military. We can do artillery reform or cavalry reform. So cavalry units are traditionally used by the Army Command for scouting. This project updates all existing cavalry units to brigades and allows recruitment of cavalry brigades up to 2,500. We don't have the troops for that. We don't have the troops. This one here is artillery brigade. That's actually pretty nice. And then there's supply reform. Now what we can do, this requires 850 funding. We have 900,000. We could wait. We could wait and try to get something else in the military tree. Is there anything over here? Civil order? What is that? Negative impact on support for military actions. Okay, so that's not very good right there yet. But then we have a few different options. Military railroad. Look how many 10 million to logistics reforms, organization reform. So this lets you make cores, command reform. Okay, so there's a lot of reforms. Oh, there's also all this stuff here. Springfield rifles. Hold up. Is this already enacted? Why can't we do that? It requires 750. We have 900,000. I don't quite know, but let's hang on. Let's hold off right now, because we don't really have much artillery, extra artillery anyway. So there's no point in increasing the size of our artillery brigades, and there's no point in increasing the size of the cavalry brigades because we don't have the troops for the cavalry. We don't have the guns for the artillery. Quite a conundrum we're in. Meanwhile, we've got the North Carolina squadron, which could go and I don't know, we can put it up here and blockade. We can also assign them a few more ships, right? We'll give them this one and that one. There you go. And we'll blockade. Is this Hampton? What is that? Is that Chesapeake? The Chesapeake Bay. Okay. We've completed the construction of the Fredericksburg Depot. That gives us a little bit of flexibility over here. We have 8,700 troops now in the Army of the Potomac, but they've stacked up two armies on top of each other, 14,000 and 13,000. So that is not great. Surely we have something we can put in here. Texas. There you go. We'll throw in a Texas infantry brigade. It's not going to be 3,000 troops, 2,250. Just so they have something. Like, we need to get troops into the field, essentially. Okay. And unfortunately, I keep double clicking on stuff, which makes you zoom in. It also cocks the camera. All right. Army of the Mississippi, 2,915. Department of the West, 13,000. And looks like we 94% captured for St. Louis. They're gonna have to get down here to stop us. St. Louis, we've captured it. Yay! Look at that. And then we have to rebuild a depot because we destroyed the old one over here. Let's go ahead and build a new one. We captured St. Louis. Very cool. There's another army over here, Army of the West, 400. We should have new economy reports now. Let's check the intelligence first. So the government, the federals are working on Militia Act 2, which is the same thing we're working on. So they're going to get reinforced, but we're going to get reinforced, hopefully. Okay, and then all right, so our rating is still A-. The economy cycle we're expanding again. We're below average on our wealth. Our tax revenues increased by 178 million in the last month. That's actually really nice. We didn't build any new buildings. Our exports are still going up, it looks like, and then average corporate production went up. We gained a little bit, 499,000. We're still lacking wool, coffee, food. So let's build. We need food. That seems kind of important. Farms? Yep. Okay, so we'll do a farm. And where did it put it? Oh, over here at Fredericksburg. Okay, that's pretty close to the front, unfortunately, but we'll take it. Check our projects again. Can we make these Springfield rifles yet? No, not yet. Oh, but if our diplomacy gets high enough, we can buy some Austrian rifles. So why don't we increase the diplomacy a little bit, up to 8 million. I know it's expensive to maintain. The U.S. Army abandons Indian Territory. They had 5 forts in the Indian Territory. After the Battle of Fort Sumter, looks like they're getting out of there. So they've escaped to Kansas, essentially. So it looks like all of these, everything over here belongs to us now. That's pretty cool. Maybe that'll help our economy and maybe it'll boost us up a bit. They retreated to Fort Leavenworth. That's not it. There it is. So maybe here it is. This is the Army of the West. It's a cavalry army. That's pretty cool. We're still traveling. We are. All right, how are we looking here? I don't want to fight with this Tennessee army because we don't have any good guns. Like we have just like a mixture of civilian weapons that look like mixed muskets. This here, the Missouri State Guard and the Army of the Potomac are our two most well-equipped forces. I'm about to slip past this fort and 66 guns, 8 ships with 66 guns versus our 8 ships with 18 guns. So we are vastly outgunned there. So maybe we need to build maybe we do need to build some more ships that have guns on them. Like lots of guns. Like these steamers, they're cool, but they don't have guns. 7. The frigates and the steam frigates seem to have all the guns. Paddle, steamer, gunboat, 2 guns, bark, brig. So maybe another steam frigate. We can build 2 more of those. I don't know. We'll see. This is probably just a huge waste of money. I don't know what I'm doing here. And the enemy is 14,000, 14,000 and increasing. It looks like we've raided into Cumberland here. We only have 2,000 troops. We've issued bonds because we're spending money. I'm starting to figure that out. Every time we spend more money than we have here in our finances, we have like 9.9 million left. We have to issue bonds to pay for it, and that hits our credit rating each time. So if we do it again, it'll probably go down to like BBB or BBBB or BBB or BBB minus or something like that. We'll see what it does. Anyhow, I want to get into a fight. So we have 10,000 troops versus 13,000. Maybe I should make a move. But I'm low on food and I'm low on ammunition. So maybe I just wait. Maybe I just wait. We're building something. Ironworks. That might help the economy in the long run. And then politics, we're 15 days away from getting reinforcements, but I don't have the weapons for reinforcements. Uh-oh, here comes an army on the move there. What is this? Department of the West. Oh, this is from up here by St. Louis. Heck, they're coming down here. Shoot, I have to come down here and help. Go, go, go. We're going to pass through Cairo here. Cairo? And we might end up getting a piece of them. Oh, this is not good. I don't think we can fight these guys because we don't have like any good guns here. Let's fall back. We're gonna withdraw. And we'll let the where's he going? We'll let the Missouri State Guard come down here and try to help deal with this situation. British declare neutrality. And British intervention 30%. We have no food. I guess we have to go down here and get, like, no matter what we do, we have to go down here and get resupplied. What is the Department of the West doing? Oh, they're attacking cities, I guess. 13,000. 9,000? We have to go down here and at least contest this, right? We can't just let them take over the city. Well, it looks like they've already taken it, so let's go back up. There we go. There's some volunteers. And we can add, oops. Commander, let's replace it with an infantry guy. Well, he's not infantry, but he'll do. All right, now we can assign him some Tennessee. We're going to give him, because they're in Tennessee, we're going to give them some Tennessee troops. And then can we give them weapons? No, we don't have any weapons to give to them. So that'll be a nice little boost for them. And I also want to boost up the armies over here, like the army of the Shenandoah. So what we can do is, something I learned, is we can select him. I just double clicked on him. We select him, we can increase the number of infantry by 1, and you just automatically generate the unit for him. There you go, look at that. And then Stuart here doesn't have that many guys. That's the Army of the Shenandoah. The Army of the Northwest has done some raiding, it looks like. We have 5,000 troops, but we're running out of, oh my gosh, it's a 20,000 man army. Okay. Yeah, we're running out of supplies there. So the Army of the Potomac is going to come up here and help at Harper's Ferry. Meanwhile, the Army of the Shenandoah will have to come over here and protect Fredericksburg. And the Army Northwest, we can reinforce a little bit. We're just going to put him in there like that, combine the brigades together, and we'll assign him a new full-size unit. And we will skedaddle out of there and go back to Grafton, where we can resupply. And down here, we're going to start laying siege, I think. 2 days. We'll wait a few days until the guns arrive, until the artillery gets there. And the same thing, where was that other? Here it is. Here's the other Florida State Militia. The guns have arrived. And we'll combine some brigades like that. We'll get rid of the deleted one. Oops. Let's get up here to Fort Smith as soon as we can. And the Missouri State Guard needs to resupply or something here. We're out of food. We're like out of everything. We're drawing we have no supplies from anywhere. So where the heck? Oh, here's a supply depot. Oh my gosh, I'm just running around everywhere with this army. Department of the West. Just causing a lot of trouble here. There's nothing I can do about it at the moment. Army of Tennessee, 11,000. That's 3,500 in Department of the Ohio. Let's push across, and even with our crappier weapons, maybe we can get a little victory here. Hang on, need to check up over here, make sure nothing too weird's happening. Okay. Army of Northeastern Virginia, 20,000 versus 17,000 for the Army of the Potomac. Actually I have some guns. I do have some decent guns here. Or rifles. They're not rifles, but muskets. I have decent muskets. We're going to challenge. We're going to go up here and challenge them at Harper's Ferry. Go, go, go. There we go. We've engaged. And it looks like we've also engaged out west here. Okay, what time is it? It's 12:30. So let's wait until daylight or close to dawn, and then we'll engage. They're up to 6,000 now. Okay. Now, how's my... Oh, hang on. Policies. I forgot to do a new policy. Shoot. Okay. We just got some more volunteers for the moment. So we're going to do military 1. This might unlock Springfield rifles because it says the introduction of new weapons and ship types. So let's do that. I'm also going to check my projects. Okay, we got a new option here for cast artillery, which essentially lets us make Napoleons, 12-pounder Napoleons, and the James rifle. We can do reboard muskets. You know, it's probably better to have some kind of rifling than nothing at all. And then cavalry carbines, medium range, armored gunboats, trade warfare, recruit agents. It's intelligence, recruit agents, not recruit agents. They're recruit agents. Artillery reform, a lot of stuff we can do, but we're going to take the reboard muskets because we just need guns. Like, we need guns of any kind right now. We desperately need guns. So let's go ahead and select that. How much money does it take? 1 million. It leaves us with 400,000 left over. And then, how close are we to getting weapons? Pretty far away. Yeah, still pretty far away from like foreign weapons. All right. Enough dilly-dallying around. I don't want to... Yeah, let's just... Oh, I really don't like doing this, but let's assault. Hopefully we outnumber them so much that having like smoothbore weapons with short range won't be such a, won't be such a disadvantage. It's still going to be a disadvantage, but we can hopefully just overwhelm them with numbers and win a nice little victory. This is all kind of a delaying action, I guess. Like we're just holding out. Hold down until we get some actual rifles. Smoke from the weapons and dust kicked up from the ground also hinder visibility. When there's a lot of smoke between two engaged lines, the accuracy will go down. Wow, that's pretty deep gameplay. The enemy is green and they're confident, but so are we probably. Okie dokie. Let's take control of our army. What do we got here? Oh, this is the Army of Tennessee. We're going to order them into single lines for fighting. And we could deploy all the way up here if we wanted to. All like anywhere within the red line. So it's going to be a lot of fields. So I probably want to march up this main road here to get there quick. Oh, it's a railroad, actually. All right, we're going to say in deployment. And how do we want to attack this? Probably from like one side or another. Like from this side or preferably from this side with the trees. But let's just, for now, get up here into position. We're starting this battle a little bit later than I thought. I was aiming for... they're sending out skirmishers. I thought we'd be starting this kind of earlier in the day. There's something moving over here. That must be a division or something that doesn't have any units under it. Now let's grab our artillery under Pemberton. And we'll put them right in the middle. And we'll see what they can see. Yeah, that was an enemy division that didn't have any troops assigned to it. Like, they hadn't, nothing's there yet. Okie dokie. It's going to be close to nightfall before we're really in position and ready to go here. Right. Check our order of battle. So everything's under one brigade right now, it looks like. Yep. It's all under one division. If you wanted to go like this. And we're going to move the artillery up like this. Then I want to grab my army commander and put him kind of behind the lines there to act as a rallying point. And the enemy artillery is firing at us now. They must have some pretty decent guns to reach this far. We could reach. We can counter battery. Yeah, see if we can't hit them. Doesn't really say where we're shooting, does it? Looks like we are kind of landing in the, we got shots landing in the area. We only have 6-pounders, and our guys are getting rattled. Let's move Buckner up. His job right now is called Meat Shield, Operation Meat Shield. He's essentially taking the shots that the artillery would normally be taking right now. Greg's brigade is a little bit smaller, so we're going to put it right there. And then we've got Tennessee, or whatever this, Smith's brigade, or whatever the heck it is, Tennessee State Militia. It's going to move up as well. and we're going to tell him to rally. So hopefully he'll come over here and like rally up our artillery. No casualties inflicted yet on the enemy cavalry. So we're going to move up a little bit further. And we're going to start creeping in here with our infantry. It's getting nighttime. Yeah, it's going to be dark here in just a hot minute or so. But if I can disrupt their artillery before then, that would be fantastic. So we're going to hurry up and try to do that. Tennessee State Militia is going to come up in support. This brigade will come up in support. And then this brigade here will be, I guess, reserve. And this brigade here will also move up skirmishers. We're going to keep it near the artillery, I think. End of day. Okay. All right, then. Let's build. We can't really build much in the way of fortifications, like parapets and whatnot, so we'll just do one right here. Oh, it's very small. Okay. Well, that means we can move the artillery up. And the infantry, I think we're just going to leave them as is, because I don't know where the heck they're going to redeploy to, so let's get over here. Okay, you can see the very short range in our weapons. All right, here we go. Let's see where they redeployed. Oh, they deployed further away. Okay. Well, I guess we'll do the same plan, but we'll come in from the right this time. So we're going to march like this. Okay, we're going to march like this. We're going to march like this. We're going to move the artillery will go right here to the center. Greg's brigade will go right here behind this what parapet we were able to build. And hopefully like they'll be the sponge for the artillery. No, that's using shift. That's not going to work. Control. There we go. Control. Hold down control as I give orders, and I can direct them kind of exactly where I want. It is detachment. Okay. Once the state militia or whoever this is, once they are in position here, we're going to try to push up here and hit them like 3-on-1 with our infantry. Okay. All right. We can swing a little bit further to the right. Get the flank going. Looks like they're starting to respond. And we're going to swing the Tennessee State Militia over this way to the far right. Keep our division commander close for support. And we can march our artillery up closer to use better, hopefully better shells. All right, we got them moving. Let's change where the militia's going to here instead. Uh-oh. All right, we're getting flanked here a little bit. What the heck, man? Come on. Let's just charge them. There we go. That got him out of the way. Alright, let's move up to the fence. We'll use the fence as cover at point blank range. And then we'll go like this. And let's get Greg's brigade involved as well. We can come up here. Or we can come up here. And let's go like that. Hopefully, by shattering that unit, we affected the morale of that, whatever that was. It was something Pennsylvania, wasn't it? The 2nd Brigade. Maybe we messed up their morale. That would be pretty cool. Okay. Let's hang on, they are on short range firing for some reason. Let's go up here and get them to attack the artillery. We can go like this and flank these guys because they're focused on my guys that are behind the fence. I don't know what our casualties are looking like, but they're probably not great using all these mixed muskets. And the further to the side we can extend things, like the further to the flanks, probably the better off we are. Because we have to rely on morale damage, I think, to really have an effect here. Alright, this is our chance. Charge! He's nervous. Okay. Well, he's lost like 10% of his forces, so I guess you can't blame him. The enemy's retreating. Get him! I don't know what we're doing here. 500 and some casualties in the 2nd Brigade. I wonder if that's from the charge, or I wonder if that's from just the fighting in general. So this is McCulloch's Spirit, then Buckner. Okay. 100 and some in the cavalry. And then did we do any more? I can't tell. I was watching someone else play a little bit. Yeah, and like charging just doesn't work quite like you think it should. Oh, we've taken the objective, by the way. Yeah, I can't tell what we're doing. Looks like my guys are breaking though. Attacking defeated enemies and breaking in the process. First Division. I can't tell. First Brigade. They've lost 800 troops. That might be pretty good. Anyway, I'm just going to rest up my guys. So, they've lost 1,665 troops. We've lost 1,200. Considering we had them outnumbered 2-1, we didn't do fantastic. They lost all their guns, which means they abandoned them in the field. Excellent. That's a major victory. That'll help. Hopefully that'll chase them out of Tennessee for a minute here. Meanwhile, my Missouri State Guard, they have to resupply, and then I'm going to march them down to attack the Army of the West or whatever. Uh-oh. Buckner has fallen into disgrace. Kind of weird. The enemy morale dropped by 0.74%, and our military experience raises by 0.81%. All right, the Battle of Nashville Port is in with the Department of the Ohio retreating in panic. We killed 172, and we captured 458. We lost 169. We captured 900 rifles and 6 guns. Cool. Excellent. All right. Department of the Ohio. And then, oh, it looks like, oh, he's building a supply depot for us. Don't mind if you do. And then we have one more battle over here we need to take care of, but we can't do it this episode. We're already an hour in. But next episode, we'll be starting off strong with the Army of the Potomac versus the Army of Northeastern Virginia. And we are slightly outnumbered there, but not too bad. I think we'll be okay. Oh, hang on. Let's see here. I just want to be able to look at my Army of the Potomac. We have muskets, Mississippi rifles, muskets, Enfield rifles. Oh yeah, like this should be pretty good. Like we have a shot here. We're not fighting with mixed muskets anymore. Well, over here at least. And then any new oh, hang on, administration reform. Each level of this project will further shorten the time required to activate new policies and acts. Yes, we'll take that actually. It's actually really useful. Counter propaganda. What else is that? That's diplomacy. Or it's not diplomacy. It's like policy or yeah, politics. Occupation administration. Propaganda. I'm just seeing if there's anything else that we'd want first, like suppress population. No, we're not worried about that right now. Whoa, hang on. What did I do? Okay, we will do administration reform. So hopefully it'll chop some time off of our policy 26 point 26 and a half days essentially to get the military one. All right. Yep, we're gonna go ahead and call this one here, and then next episode we'll jump in with the fighting up here around Basically, this is Harper's Ferry, I believe. Anyhow, if you made it this far, thank you so much. Hopefully, kind of like the finagling and organization stuff. Hopefully, a lot of that is done by now, and I'm getting a little bit faster at it. And we'll hopefully have more battles in the future. So should be a little bit more exciting as I throw away troops on these kind of crazy flanking attacks. But I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. And you're going to get a little glimpse of my desktop here. Oh, no, you're not, because I can just stop recording. All right. See ya.